Girl, so it looks like we weren't tripping about how Jay Z is being set up to get exposed after his BFF Diddy. The streets are saying that Beyonce is allegedly leaving Jay Z and filing for divorce because homegirl is not about to go down with Jay Z for the things that he chose to do with his bestie. There have been reports that Beyonce's and Jay Z's marriage have been on the rocks for a while now, but this situation with Diddy and the feds just might be the last straw. Word on the streets is that Beyonce has packed her bags. But if you think that's messy, just wait until you hear that Jay Z has gone missing. The streets are saying that he might have fled the country to avoid federal charges. Girl, this tea is spicy. So let's get to the bottom of this tea, because Hollywood's biggest couple splitting up is wild. There has been some talk for a while now that Beyonce might be ready to call it quits on her marriage, especially with these new accusations tying Jay Z to Diddy. Rumors about Jay and Diddy being involved in some shady stuff have been floating around for years, but most folks just shrugged it off as messy gossip. Now, with the feds supposedly sniffing around, people are starting to think there might be more to the story, and you know Queen B isn't about to stick around for that mess. Word is, she's already moving toward ending things, but keeping it super quiet, cause drama is not her style. Say what you want about Beyonce, but one thing's clear, she's all about her privacy, and that's exactly how she's playing this whole divorce situation. It's hard to blame her though, because she has a reputation and 3 young kids to protect, so the last thing she wants is to get swept up in these kinds of nasty business. According to the tea from an insider, Beyonce might be plotting a Will and Jada style move. She's planning to quietly split from Jay Z, but won't drop the news until the feds finish their business. Then she'll probably hit us with the whole truth. We've been separated for a while, but we're co-parenting for the kids, routine classic. It's honestly a win-win for her though. Not only does she get to play the part of the blindsided loyal wife who had no clue about Jay's alleged mess, but you know, the divorce will bring a wave of attention that she can totally spin to her advantage. And honestly, going by the things that the streets have been saying about Beyonce's marriage to Jay Z, it's not going to be too hard for her to twist things in her favor. I mean, the Beehive has been begging her for years to leave Jay Z, so it seems like the perfect opportunity for her to do that. For one, there have been rumors that Jay Z first got with Beyonce when she was young, if you know what I mean. He was in his late 20s and she was around 16 years old. In an interview, Beyonce spoke about her age gap, saying, "I was 18 when we first met, 19 when we started dating. There was no rush. No one expected me to run off and get married." So according to her, they officially started dating when she was 19 and Jay Z was 31. But even though she was legal, the age gap still seems sus to fans. However, in another interview, Jay Z placed her age at 16 when they first met. In a 2007 interview with Charlie Rose, Jay Z mentioned meeting Beyonce 10 years ago, placing their first encounter in 1997. That was super shady because going by the timeline, Beyonce would have only been 16 years old while Jay Z would have been 27 or 28. Honestly, it's not surprising that people see Beyonce as the victim here. I mean, the idea of a man in his 20s chasing after her just sounds wild. Think about it. Whenever Jay Z gets dragged online, he's the only one catching heat, while Beyonce somehow stays out of the mess. It's like she's too innocent to even be part of the drama, and nobody stops to wonder if she might be involved in all this. There have been rumors for years that she uses her power and influence to mess with other artists, but she still gets a pass every time. Meanwhile, Jay Z gets all the smoke. It's like people are willing to overlook anything when it comes to her. Well, things started to heat up a couple of months ago when blogger Storm Monroe made some wild claims. He revealed that, as per his sources, Beyonce was making low-key plans to leave Jay Z and was planning an exit strategy.
What I've heard about them as a couple is that they've been living separate lives for a very long time. So they together, but they living separate. And part of the reason why they're already living separate lives, and we may actually see one of the biggest divorces in Hollywood, is because Jay Z is up next to be exposed. And it's only so much of these stories that Jay Z can, he can pay off or he can block. He won't be able to stop this. And she knows it and he knows it too. As far as who's gonna be the breakout victim / story, I don't know. Yeah, I might have to ask Jason Lee. I don't know. But I'm just letting you know that once that comes out, and Jay Z is exposed for his nefarious past, you're going to see Beyonce divorce him. Okay? and she may or may not do an interview, but you're gonna their publicist is gonna release something. She's gonna say, oh, the Carters have been separated for some time, they built this beautiful life, blah 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 blah.
The Beehive loved the idea of Beyonce finally breaking free from Jay-Z's grip, especially after Storm Monroe dropped the tea about Jay-Z potentially facing some serious legal trouble. And we're not talking about your average celebrity scandal. These are Diddy level secrets that could rock the whole industry. Storm's words set the internet on fire, but let's not forget that he wasn't the first to drop hints about Jay-Z being on the verge of exposure. That crown goes to Jaguar Wright, who already gave us a heads up last year. When Cassie's lawsuit hit the headlines, Jaguar came out swinging, saying Jay-Z was next in line to be exposed and that moves were being made to reveal his allegedly shady dealings.
Sean Carter is worse.
Uh-oh.
Oh, man.
He's smarter. He's patient. He's not sloppy.
Mm-hmm.
This been lining up people he calls friends and stepping to the side while they get hit by the guillotine for 30 years.
It's wild how the pieces are starting to come together. Looking back, the close connection between Jay-Z and Diddy definitely starts to add up. Like they say, birds of a feather, right? And now with whispers that Jay-Z might actually be even shadier than Diddy, it's no wonder the rumor mill is working overtime. I mean, Diddy's got a long list of allegations against him, and the idea that Jay could even be worse, that's straight up terrifying. Makes you really question what these celebs are up to when the cameras aren't rolling. For the longest time, we all just thought Jay-Z was your run-of-the-mill, unfaithful husband cheating on Beyonce of all people. Talk about the audacity. And let's not forget, Becky with the good hair was just the tip of the iceberg. There's allegedly a whole roster of mistresses tied to his name. It's not surprising that Beyonce is reportedly checking out of the marriage. And like the cheating is not enough of a deal breaker, the rumors of Jay-Z allegedly being heavily involved with Diddy are certainly grounds for a divorce. Cause girl, y'all seen those indictment papers that the feds released about Diddy? The documents revealed that not only was Diddy into some bad activities, but he allegedly had an entire network of friends that were reportedly involved with him. And y'all wanna bet who fans believe to be at the top of his list? Jay-Z, that's who. And speaking of Jay-Z, isn't it interesting that he has been going above and beyond to distance himself from Diddy since this mess started? Since Diddy got raided by Homeland Security earlier this year, Jay-Z has been trying to get us to forget that he and Diddy were besties, which is wild because there's a lot of evidence to show just how close they are. I mean, Diddy was one of the prominent guests at Roc Nation's annual brunch, so it's wild that Jay-Z is acting like they don't even know each other. I mean, Diddy even revealed that only his mom and Jay-Z had the VIP pass to call him by his real name, Sean.
There's only one person.
Oh, go on.
And I call him Sean. That's Jay Z. We call each other Sean.
Okay.
Yeah. Nobody else could call me Sean.
He's the only person who's Sean approved.
There's not a single person that
outside of family.
Outside of my mother.
Okay,
They should be calling me Sean.
Oh, and I know y'all remember what Kanye West said about Jay-Z in 2022 when he claimed that Jay-Z allegedly took people out.
They try to suppress you, but that's how they try to categorize
They
you.
can't control me. You get what I'm saying? They can control Shaq. They can control Charles Barkley. They can control LeBron James. They can control Jay-Z and Beyonce.
But not you, man.
But they can't control me. You
Not
see,
you.
it ain't no name I won't name.
Exactly.
My mama was sacrificed.
Me too.
You understand?
Yeah, I'm Christian.
Michael Jordan, what about him? His daddy, right? Bill Cosby, his son, right? Dr. Dre, his son. You know, out in Hollywood, a lot of people come up missing. Feels like it might be a lot of that in order to control, traumatize. They want to monetize and traumatize. And this truth is going to be heard. Y'all can't send none of y'all Meek Mills, y'all Puffies, y'all Lil Boozies, none of these names. None of these people that have to listen to y'all because they have legal. I never nobody, right? I'm the pussy that never nobody, right? But that means I can say whatever I want and not go to jail.
Well, it looks like Jay-Z can read the writing on the wall because the streets are convinced that he has gone into hiding because he hasn't been seen in a long time. He didn't even attend Beyonce's events for the launch of her brands, especially Sacred, which was a huge event. He hasn't been seen at any industry events since Diddy's Homeland Security raid, and fans are wondering if he's even still in the country. 50 Cent even trolled Jay-Z over this, saying, "Anybody seen Jay?" Puff said that Ninja ain't answering his phone. Yeah, this is a hot mess, and it's not surprising that Beyonce doesn't want to be a part of this mess, and she's out to save herself. Fans commented, Jay Z finally getting exposed. Hope it continues, because that's the real snake in the industry. It wouldn't surprise me when Jay Z gets completely canceled like Diddy. Beyonce ends up admitting they have been separated for years like Will and Jada. And always knew I was right about Jay Z. We always knew about Diddy, but I always felt like Jay Z had a lot of secrecy with him. And I'm not talking about dealing either. I'm talking about exactly what is being shown. Yeah, this is a messy situation, but let me know how you feel about this in the comments and then check out this next video.